Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me for another 2-Minute Truth. In Matthew chapter 14, verses 13 and 14, Jesus does two very important things. Two things that I believe we're called as born-again Christians to do as well, to follow suit, to emulate Christ in these ways. It says in verse 13, "Now when Jesus heard about John, he withdrew from there in a boat to a secluded place by himself." It says that Jesus heard about John. He heard the news that John the Baptist had been beheaded. And Jesus responds to this news by getting alone. It says he went to a secluded place by himself. The implication here is that Jesus got alone to pray. Jesus got alone to spend time talking to the Father. You know that you're called to do such things? When you're struggling, when you're suffering, when you're grieving, when you're not sure how to respond or what to do, or when you just need guidance or counsel, you're called to turn to God in prayer, to pour out your heart to God, to seek His guidance, to seek His counsel, to be consoled by the God of the universe who created you. Are you turning to God in prayer when you're struggling, when you're suffering, when you're grieving, when you just need guidance, counsel, support, or to be consoled in some way? God is ready and willing to hear your prayer. Cry out to God. The second thing Jesus does is this. It says in verse 14, "When he went ashore, he saw a large crowd and felt compassion for them and healed their sick." The word compassion is a word that means to suffer with. Jesus felt compassion and then he took action. Do you feel compassion for those who are sick? Do you feel compassion for those who are lost without a relationship with Jesus? Do you feel compassion for those who are not born again and desperately need Christ? Does your feeling of compassion spurn you to action? Are you taking action as a result? It says that Jesus felt compassion and healed their sick. Is your compassion spurning you to action? Are you sharing the gospel with those who don't know Jesus? Are you sharing the hope, joy, and peace that is found in Christ? I encourage you, spend time in prayer with God, pouring out your heart to Him, and let the compassion that God fills your heart with spurn you to action for the sake of others, to preach the gospel, share the good news of Jesus Christ, so that those who don't know Him, those who are lost, might come to a saving knowledge, that they might be born again. Pour out your heart to God in prayer and be moved to action as your heart is filled with compassion. And God bless your day.